Hey, what's up guys? Kai here, and welcome back to Let's Play Valkyrie Profile 2, Silmeria. Sorry if you hear any purring in the background, viewers. Lenneth is in my lap and she's activated her Cuddle Mode trap card. Alright, so since last time, I made a trip back to Valhalla, so I can teach all of the skills I care about to Lenneth, Brahms, and Hrist. And using a party similar to this one, with 3 dead, very low level characters, it only takes 1 battle to learn any skill. And if you bring along the experienced Pig Law Stone with you, you average around 250,000 experience per battle. So it's very quick, very easy, and it's a good way to get a few levels for those characters. But the party I will be using for the final dungeon is going to be Hrist, Brahms, Lady Lenneth, and finally Virus. Alright, first thing we want to do is grab a few seal stones here, and the only 2 I really care about are going to be Sharp Sword Law and Sword Blessing. I know that's a huge shock to you guys. The enemies themselves have a couple pretty obnoxious stones that we're going to want to deal with all in due time. But now let's take a look at my actual setup here, starting with my equipment. Got Tri-Emblem, Great Eagle Heart, Power Bangle, and a Narwhal Tooth on Hrist. Everything else is pretty standard. Rune Crown for the extra magic. Lenneth, pretty much the same. In fact, everyone is going to have a very similar setup. I wanted to spread out my power bangles rather than stack them all on one character, but I did give her a dragon rib. Brahms, pretty much the same thing, only gave him the empty box because while I was leveling up in Valhalla, he managed to get silence, so may as well take advantage of that, right? Gave him the Conqueror's armor as well. Mithril plate on Lenneth for the elemental resistances, and same with Hrist. I should mention that because elemental defenses will be important in this dungeon, eventually. Not so much for Brahms, but he's okay. And with Virus, I went with a pure magical setup to boost her elemental damage even further. For skills, basically anything to boost your damage, so the usual Fist of Iron, Psychosoma, True Seeing, and Mental Boost. Now for my racial abilities, I gave Magician Slayer to Hrist, Demon Destroyer to Lenneth, Giant Killer and Descaling Might to Brahms, and Unholy Purifier to Virus. And the reason is because spreading them out like this will cover the wide array of types of enemies we'll be running into. That way I don't have to constantly change my setup every 5 minutes. Now for attacks, going to be going with Side Swiper. It is a launching ability, so keep that in mind. And Hurricane Bolt. For Lenneth, we're going to be going with Moment Slide, Bolt Slash, and Feather Sail. Ravaging Rush, Bloody Knuckle for now, although I will be changing this when he gains a level. And Virus is pretty much the same with Stardust, Aiming Wisp, and Flame Shot. Alright, I think that covers it, so let's get going. Got a lot of new enemies to go over today.
All set? Weapons ready?
And I'm going to be showing off quite a few battles, that way you guys get a chance to hear some of the voice lines for our new characters. Some of them are pretty cool.
Take this! Die!
Flash Kick!
Take this! Take this!
I love this party. Oh, speaking of voice lines, I almost forgot to mention, when you're leveling up in Valhalla, if you choose to use that method anyways, and you're fighting a seer with either Hrist or Lenneth in your party, you get some unique dialogue between the characters. Well, not so much the Valkyries, more so the enemies just saying things like, "Do my eyes deceive me?" And, "Oh, to see Lady Hrist do battle in a place like this." But it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, these guys are, scaled enemies, so let's use Brahms.
Is there nothing that can defeat me?
Probably not. You are Lord of the Undead after all. Can't believe we're already in the final dungeon, guys. And what a final dungeon it is. It's not too long, a couple tough enemies to watch out for, epic music.
They embrace their own destruction.
And it looks cool. Alright, we got Prism Jewels, like always. Ooh, excuse me. Red Bull does not want to stay down tonight. But yeah, like other versions of Prism Jewels, they are magicians, so we're going to be using Hrist and Magician Slayer. Yeah, there we go. But these guys, they can summon allies, and they have access to some pretty powerful magics, specifically Explosion, which will deal around 2,000 damage. Ah, such a cool combo.
I have grown used to peace. My instincts are slow.
And level up for Fyrus, nice. But yeah, this party is... it is powerful. And the reason I like it so much is because all the characters have really good synergy with one another.
Your sins lay heavy upon you.
Alright, we got another new enemy, Rotting Demons. They are unholy, so we're going to be using Fyrus to go against them. And one thing you can do is knock them off the edge if you so choose.
Now die! No!
Not bad, not bad. Watch out though, because you can also fall off the edge here using Brahm's attack or even Lena's slide attack because she reels back at first. Okay, she almost fell off. But yeah, it's something to keep in mind if you're just going balls to the wall here. Yeah, I don't like that.
Might reinforce!
Okay, that's better.
No! No!
There we go, easy enough.
I have grown used to peace. My
And the enemies, so far, don't drop any items I want to farm, so don't worry about that. Alright, let's go down here first. Uh-oh, mini-boss.
If you do not seek death, then hide yourself away.
Well, they can hide themselves away. It's a mini-boss fight. You can't run away. Alright, we got Slight Devils. They are demons, so Lenneth is going to be very useful here. Now, see if we can't knock them off.
Time to say your last word.
Or we could get break mode. That works too. Go off one of these soul crushers for you guys.
My strength is the sword of the oppressed.
My strength is the sword of the oppressed. What a battle code.
On the curse.
That's so cool looking.
Not the grace of the gods. Be gone.
Attack! Die! Take
It shall be engraved upon your very soul. Divine assault.
So Lenneth, Hrist, and Alicia all have the same Soul Crush. At this point in the game, the only difference is that each character has different color wings and things like that. Oh, you know what? Come on. Which is a nice touch, I think. It helps distinguish the attacks between the Valkyries. Get out of here. Yeah, Lenneth will be like a bright blue aura, color scheme, whatever. As you saw, Hrist's was purple. And forget what Alicia's is.
Now. That's it.
Alright.
This might be amusing.
Alright, Elder Bats in the back. Met up with them earlier, but I didn't really talk about them.
Die!
They do have somewhat high evasion, so that is something to watch out for. And they're beasts. They don't drop any rare items, so just go all out on these guys, you'll be fine. I love that attack. It's so sneaky.
That's it.
And for defeating that mini-boss, we get access to Desperate Soldier Law. Increases your attack power by 50%, but you can't heal in battle. Some people don't like it, but I'm a pretty big fan of it, so we're going to pick up that. So now we deal even more damage. You can still heal yourself outside of battle, so... yeah, we're doing okay. I don't want to stay at max HP, because I do have Dragon Ribs equipped, but you don't want to get too low either. Here we get an Ether Shield, awesome. Gonna give that to Brahms. Really good defense on that. Loses a bit of magic defense and avoidance, but that's okay.
Do you think you can defeat the likes of us?
Oh, really? Man, what is up with my throat, guys? Voice is so raspy. Wow, is everybody silenced? Yeah, pretty much. It's not going to do you any good, sir. I don't have any mages in my party.
Be gone!
Punishment is served.
Ooh, over arc. Not that I care. I'm going to stick with the 2 attacks I'm using now. They just combo so well. Okay, we need to cure that silence off my characters. And we're going to heal up just a tad. Okay, we're good. That's it for all of the enemies in this area, so I am going to start skipping them. Uh-oh, another mini-boss.
Yeah.
Troll in the dungeon!
All set? Weapons ready?
Those drop quite a bit. Might be a good place to farm those if you want to get some more Conqueror's armor.
For that.
Might get a little spicy. Alright, let's get Might Reinforce on Brahms.
Might reinforce!
Trolls are giants, as always, so I'm going to be using him and his giant killer ability to just annihilate this boss. Even without the overpowered weapons, it's not a big deal, so I'm going to use them regardless. Don't even need Brahms for this dungeon, really.
Is there nothing that can defeat me?
How about you use some of your other battle quotes, sir? He has some pretty good lines. He also has unique dialogue against undead enemies.
Do you think you can defeat the likes of us?
Alright, gigantic dragons again.
There! Aha! There!
Die! Die!
Oh, the damage is real.
easy as pie.
Hey, level up for Brahms, and we learned Overhammer. Nice. Want to give that to him right away. It's a very powerful overhead attack, and it also comes with the special ability to sometimes stun your enemies. Although I'm mostly going to be using it for the damage. The stun doesn't happen too often, and even if it does, nothing in here is going to survive long enough for it to matter. Anyways, here we get Bloody Nails. That would be his best weapon in the game if you don't want to use the Sword of the Meek. And here we get a Supreme Crown. Let's give that to Fyrus right away. Magic of 525 goes up to 562. Very nice.
I feel it. My beloved goddess finally draws near.
Whoa, Lezard is creeping hard. Alright, we got a new area in the dungeon here.
These ones are everywhere.
Complete with new enemies, undead masters. What's with the change of scenery, though? I don't mind, I actually like it quite a bit. Final Fantasy V did that in the final dungeon when you're going through the void. Then again, so did Mystic Quest. Alright, so these guys are obviously undead and magicians, so Christ and Fyrus are going to be a lot of help here. But you do have to be careful because they can use Explosion for upwards of 4,000 damage. Okay, we're good. And their multitude of body parts usually means it's easy to get break mode going. Chaos Force, very nice for boosting your magic. There we go. I thought we needed that. Oh well. You're just gonna sit there? There we go. Yeah, for whatever reason, they like to just spin around in circles. I don't know why.
We must go. We can rest later.
It's true, we have a lot of work to do if we want to save the world. Oh, by the way, remember the path I'm taking for just a few moments. It's going to be backtracking here. But yeah, we gotta save this world, we gotta save another world.
It might prove a diverting exercise.
These are all the same enemies. I'm gonna cut this battle out. Alright, moving on. I should also mention that those crystal enemies absorb fire, so don't use fire attacks on them. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Tried to use a flare crystal and didn't work out too well for me.
Spiritual Force!
Yeah, that doesn't work against somebody with the Conqueror's armor. Come on, really? There we go.
Time to die.
The light! The light!
Now die.
Another bone mask, awesome.
Is there nothing that can defeat me?
Trying to find a very particular enemy to show you guys in this area, but the game's not working with me, of course. Try a few more times and then I'll just do it off screen. And this is not it, of course.
Take this. Take this. Their bark is worse than their bite.
Yeah, that is true. All of the enemies here are going to be pretty easy for my party. And we're not even over leveled, that's the sad part. It's just knowing how to use your skills.
Yeah.
Do you think you can defeat the
Oh,
likes
there's a
of
new
us?
enemy there. Oh, I didn't even see that guy behind us. Oh well. 99 Nights? No, that's another game. Oh, good God. That is going to be very problematic. And I can't heal either. So that guy is EMAF. I don't know what that stands for. And they don't have a race, so you can't use any critical skills against them. You just gotta do it the old-fashioned way and brute force your way through their HP. Good God, this is gonna suck. Alright, one down. They do drop an item called the Meth Seal, I think it is. And no, it's not a crack rock or anything like that. It does protect you against instant death, I believe. I never used it. And someone's gonna die. Oh, this is terrible. We're just like bottlenecked in this little corridor.
This you die.
This will finish it.
There is nothing I cannot smash.
Brahms, smash! God, that is, that was a little dangerous, as you saw, getting stuck in those tight corridors, going up against a bunch of mages. Alright, let's use an onion plume. Yes, I said onion plume. Ooh, she has frailty. Maybe I should give her a fatal siege, since I can't heal anyways. There we go. Yeah, let's see if that does more damage for us. Alright, moving on. What, that arrow doesn't hurt them? Bullshit. Alright, we got another mini-boss here.
Your sins lay heavy upon you.
Aw yeah, super tentacle hentai porn. Let's get might reinforce going on Chris.
Might reinforce.
And this guy doesn't drop anything that I care about either. Come on. That is one drawback to not having a mage in the party, is that attacking from the front, not so useful anymore, because enemies will block and guard, or evade, I should say.
Take this. Take this.
Repulsive creatures.
What? You're not down with the tentacle? Come on, Hurst. Anyways, let's pick up this seal stone, only so the enemies no longer have double defense. Not too worried about not being able to use my battle menu. Try this one more time.
Do you think you can defeat the
Nope.
likes of us?
Okay, we'll fight the enemy later. Alright guys, we're back, and here's the enemy I was looking for, the Nymph. And while I was trying to run into them off-screen, Lenneth gained a level and she learned Dampen Magic. Not that I ever tried to silence my enemies, but she still has it all the same. So these enemies are mages, and if you break their head, you have a very rare chance of getting a weapon called Helgi's Sword. It's a weapon for light warriors, and it is the most powerful in the main storyline. It also protects you against confusion and allows you to confuse enemies when you're attacking. It's actually pretty good. It's also really, really good for releasing Einherjar. So we're going to try and get one if we can. Overhead attacks like Sweep Dive or Thunderfall are the way to go. Or you can try to get behind them, knock them down, and then use low attacks. Alright, oh well, we tried. You can also meet up with them later on in the dungeon, a lot more commonly than you can here.
He's gone! He's gone! We must go. We can rest later.
Okay, now I'm just going to backtrack to the intersection that I mentioned earlier, so I'll meet you there. Okay, we're back. Let's head to the left now. The main reason you want to go to the right first is so that you can pick up that seal stone. Let's get you down there. Watch out for the mist. And get a lunar bard. This weapon for Hrist. That's the one I spoke about earlier. And that would be pretty powerful. In fact, I believe it's 20 points stronger than this one. Yeah. And it doesn't exactly tell you here, but it is a light elemental weapon. So you can use it if you want to. Now here, I just want to dump this off into the shell. Main reason being, I don't want enemies having double the defense. And we've already seen all of the new enemies in this area, so let's just keep pressing forward. Oh, come on, I totally jumped over that. Anyway, here we get the Robe of Britain. Really good piece of armor for Phyrus. About 40 more defense, a little bit more magic defense, and it gives you resistance to Holy plus 50%. Very nice. Now I gotta cure poison off of everybody. Alright, there's a spring, which I want to go ahead and restore the Desperate Soldier Law. It's cheap enough, and I'm going to get a lot of use out of it in the post-game dungeon. And let's get that back. If I can find it. There we go.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it against the Vampire Lord, another mini-boss. So, first things first, let's get Might Reinforce on... Let's go Lenneth.
Might reinforce.
So if you don't kill this guy quick enough, when he gets low on HP, he will actually turn himself into 2 or 3 other bats. So we're just going to take him out in one shot, hopefully.
No! Die! Take this! Get ready! Die!
And we get a Vampire Sword, alright.
There is nothing I cannot smash.
Let's take a look at that. I've actually never gotten that to drop. In all the times I've played this game. Okay, not bad, not bad. Drain life effect. Could be useful if you're using a light warrior tank. Ooh, this place looks so cool. You know you're in the final dungeon when you get these outer space type areas. Standard rule of JRPGs. And up here we get a double check. Awesome. And we're gonna fight this guy.
All set? Weapons ready?
Yep. New areas, new enemies. The Paragriffin. Pretty powerful attacks, like all griffins. It's a giant and a beast. So we're gonna use Brahms to just annihilate him. That's gonna hurt. Or I can whiff.
God. That's it.
Earth Grave. Not that I ever use magic with archers, but it's there. Aw, come on. A little tricky to get that box. It's kind of hiding in the grass there.
Yeah. All set? Weapons ready?
Alright, more new enemies. Baphomets to the right there. They are beasts, and you can get a decent bow if you break their bow, but I never go for it. Oh god, this is gonna suck. Let's try to... I wonder...
You're headed for that!
Damn it!
Here! Go! Ha! There!
Man, Lenneth is a powerhouse.
Punishment is served.
Oh, by the way, the path that I did not take just a few seconds ago up there, it loops around to a path that we're going to be going to anyways, so don't worry about it. We'll cover it all in due time. In fact, we're going to cover it right now. Let's go up here.
Pitiful, they embrace their own destruction.
Alright, more bats, and we have another vampire lord in the back, although this one is different than the mini-boss we just fought. You can summon 2 bats at a time, which is really damn annoying, and they don't drop anything I care about. As per usual, you want to use things like Unholy Purifier. I wonder if we can change that UI. Yes, we can. Alright. Can actually get by this one, maybe.
Die, beast!
What's wrong with you?
You blew him up. That's what's wrong with him. Pretty good damage from Virus. There we go. That's what I wanted to get to. A mini-boss.
Pitiful, they embrace their own destruction.
Yes, they do. Castle cannons. Let's see. These guys are giants, so Brahms going to be very helpful here, and they have a lot of physical attacks, as you might expect. You know, being the final dungeon, you think they would pull out some rare and unique enemies, but no. Same old enemies that we've been fighting this whole game. That is one thing I have to say about this game in a negative manner, is not very many enemy types. Sure, there's a ton of enemies, but they're all the same. You know, why not give us a little bit more variety?
God! Demon fruit. Smother the source of its power! That's it.
Level up for Hrist. Nice. And for defeating those guys, we get access to the 6 Elements Blessing. Increases all of your elemental resistances by 20%. It is very good, and it's actually fairly cheap as well. But I am going to call this a video, guys. What other surprises await us here in the Tower of Lezard Valeth? Well, you'll just have to wait until next time to find out. But as always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Kai, and I'll see you next time. Stick around if you would like to read the backstory of Hrist and Brahms. And let's do Lenneth as well. You know why, viewers. You know why.